Hello ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and there'll be an annotation on the top left hand side to watch the first two parts. I recommend you watch this from the beginning if you haven't already. But yes, we're back after months. This hot seat is now over, so we can upload the entire series without fear of my enemies watching my moves. So yeah, Mace Tyrell and his lackeys have been killed, and the Florent forces are slowly moving towards everything else over here. Highgarden has fallen to the Starks, but is currently in rebellion, so that may revolt against us later on. And this half a stack, a bit more actually, is heading down to join up with the rest of the Dornish forces in the Prince's Pass. And those guys will move up north around here to attack them. We'll probably send about half a stack as well to Starfall to take ship once my port's built. And, you know, take ship and attack the Arbor and the general areas around there once my fleets are built up and everything. Not much else to say, really. Moving slowly on the remainder of the Tyrell forces. Turn 21. We're moving up the Prince's Pass with 2 full stacks. These guys will take a while to get to their objective, but they are slowly moving in. The Florent forces have moved slightly ahead. We've got Axel currently camped here. I believe Edric's Storm has gone slightly further north and is fighting the Lannister forces with the Starks, helping them take the Westerlands in order to keep the R2 kingdoms and 3 kingdoms. You know, keep good relations with the Starks. We have no desire for war against them at this point. It would be disastrous, probably. But anyway, we're yeah, moving our forces deeper into the Reach to join up with the Florence army and kick some serious ass, in theory. Still moving into the Reach at turn 22, getting slowly closer and closer. We're actually giving Oberyn Martell, yeah, we haven't got him Night Fighter yet. I think I was waiting for him to get Night Fighter. He'll have Night Fighter next turn, and then we'll give the Yornwood Angasea to Oberyn Martell, which will make him 5 stars, which will give him Night Fighter, and then making it so that my stacks can't be split up by the enemy forces. I believe Florent is still in the same location. I don't believe we can actually get eyes on... I didn't mean to do that. Oh, never mind. Yes, here we are. Edric's Storm currently has Kevin Lannister under siege outside of Golden Grove, which should kill him there, and then move on with the Stark forces who have already taken Craycall and the surrounding areas. Slowly pushing in. I believe Robb Stark's around Golden Tooth and everything right now. It's a bit hard to tell. But yeah, we're slowly moving into position. Slowly building up our ships and everything. I mean, we're moving these guys over here to join up at Yornwood, which is currently building up a force. I believe I'll send Manwoody over to the left to Starfall when the ships is built and to take him over to the Arbor so I can attack from sea and by land at the same time. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, you know, 3, 4, 4, 5 maybe, depending on if we have to make stops to get to Old Town, so there's plenty of time to move troops over, in theory at least. We've got a bit of a situation here. Apparently Tyrell's got a peace agreement with Stark. Not that it makes too much of a difference. House Stark's not really anywhere in the Reach right now. They've sort of bugged out. Florent's a little bit worried about the intentions of House Stark, but we'll try to keep peace with him, to be honest. Vale's still asking about the enemy fleet, which is someplace. I think it's buggered off up to the north a little right now. We have almost a full half stack in Yornwood, which will go to Starfall because that's built in 1 turn, and we'll build a ship and eventually take ship, I imagine. And so we also got our main fleet, of course, heading down to join up, which I mean, I'm hoping the Tyrells don't have a very big fleet to begin with. But I'll tell Stannis to move forward, not Stannis, Florent to move forward, and then we can join up with him. Slowly pushing everything. Yeah, Kevin is dead, so that's 1 less Lannister in the world to deal with. Not too much else going on, so we'll go to the next turn, see what happens. Highgarden seems to have rebelled against the Stark forces. That's what's left of their little garrison here. So we've laid siege to Highgarden with the help of the Florents. I've kept my secondary host in a fort, just in case we get attacked. That's as far as you could reach. You couldn't reach the walls of the Highgarden itself. Beginning to move my troops over here. They can join up at Starfall. And my fleet is slowly on the way. We'll probably kill these other 2 Tyrell fleets just to remove them later on so they can't join up in the next turn. But, yeah. Not much going on, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty sure this Hotseat's on its way to being finished. House Tyrell is pretty much dead. They do have the Lannisters as allies, but they're pretty much getting their ass kicked. Greyjoy's been completely kicked out of the north. I mean, they've lost Theon Greyjoy, who's deserted them. Greyjoy has managed to steal Brandon Tully, though, which is kind of funny. The Blackfish and whatnot. But yeah, not much going on. We'll go to the next turn, keep moving, and probably have Highgarden by the next turn, hopefully. You know, I'm assuming that most of the Tyrell forces have been completely wiped out by now, unless he decides to build, like, really shitty spear militias. I know for a fact he doesn't have any night fighters. He has no night fighters available. And I'm pretty sure, because he's a young blood, he doesn't know how to get night fighters and farm them. So, yeah. We can pretty much beat the shit out of 3 of his stacks if we had one, just with 1 night fighter, which is the beauty of the things. We've managed to get both of our forces to have night fighter anyway now. Martell has it with the commands, he has 5, and the other guy has it now as well. I think this guy, yeah. And he had it before, which gives him night fighter. As long as they have 5 stars for 1 turn, and then it ends, it gets the night fighter trait, then you can give the Agassi to somebody else, who has 4 stars, making them 5, which gets night fighter. Night fighting is a very, very effective trait to have in Hotseats. If, you know, it's quite fucking important. Can win and lose battles easily with the lack of it or the, you know, superiority of it, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Won't go too much into detail. Night fighting good, not night fighting bad. Okay, Highgarden has been taken. I'm sort of retraining a few of my troops where possible, building up some stuff. Tyrell appears to have, like, burned the reach to the ground. We've made a fort wall here, so no Tyrell forces can get past this wall right here. They can't get past these forts. We've got our full stack there, and then Florence full stack as well. Edric's Storm is somewhere up here at the moment, I believe. Stark's still got all this. I mean, there's a Tyrell fleet over here. Our next move is probably to move slowly towards some of the Tyrell locations over in Old Town, keeping an eye out for their forces, because you never know when they're going to show up. Our fleet is almost made it. We defeated some Tyrell ships around here, just removing the last of them. Stannis has arrived with his fleet, which has a full stack and an incredibly badass fleet. So even if my fleet gets killed by a Tyrell stack, which is very unlikely, I'm pretty sure they don't have much of a fleet left. Because Stannis recently defeated the main Tyrell fleet around the Stepstones. He'll take a while to get here. I mean, we might have already killed Tyrell by the time his full stack of troops arrives at the ship, but that's an extra Florence stack that's going to come into our aid eventually, at least. I don't know, I didn't know if I mentioned this, I've renamed this place, which is Cider Hall previously, I've named it Blood Royal Hall in honour of Anders Jornwood, who died just about over here someplace. Which was stupid of me. He'd be alive if I wasn't like half asleep when I made that turn. Oh, I knew it was a possibility when he died, but you know, I rushed it, kind of thing. Oh well, he's dead. He has sons to continue on his line anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, guys, we have split up by forces. Dane is currently laying siege to Brightwater Keep with just his generals, since the main military forces couldn't, the infantry, sorry, couldn't reach his. But Florent is there helping us out, so Brightwater Keep should fall to us next turn. This is a fort wall right here, so no Tyrell forces can get around at all. They can get around that little section there, but, you know, if there's any Tyrell forces, like, right here, for instance, they're not going to be able to get to Brightwater Keep. They'd have to go across that bridge and around that direction there. So this acts as like a wall crossing across there. They cannot get to me at Brightwater Keep, hopefully. Meanwhile, the Red Viper has split off and he's heading down towards Uplands, which doesn't have too many troops in it, but I'm not entirely sure what the hell's going on around Old Town itself. Have half a stack now at Starfall, and my ship is almost on the way. Stannis is moving slowly towards with his own fleet, obviously. And Edric Storm, or Edric Baratheon, since he's pretty much, I mean, he's declared himself the king now and whatnot, pretty much. He's the only heir to the Baratheon throne, other than Serene Baratheon, who is married to my heir at the moment. But I have no interest in the Iron Throne. So yeah, Edric is heading south to assist against the Tyrells, because the Starks pretty much have the Westerlands in hand, so they don't really need his help. So yeah, we'll go to the next turn and hope that Brightwater Keep falls. Our next target will probably be uplands or immediately towards Oldstone. I'm not entirely Old Town, sorry. I'm not entirely sure. Edric Storm has arrived at Highgarden, or Edric Baratheon, whatever the hell you want to call him. Meanwhile, we have decided to move on Old Town itself with all of our forces. There is there's a full Tyrell stack here. But if you look at the quality of these stacks, they are just beyond shit. They're entirely militia. I could pretty much move in with one full stack. He could lay siege with two. I could rally out and kill them both easily. Especially since Night Fighter. But anyway, my ships have picked up the troops from Starfall and moving over here with half of the stack. These guys will land at the Arbor first before landing anywhere else. So they don't have the manpower to take Sunhouse alone yet. We need to take Old Town first, for which we'll probably lay siege next turn with all three of our stacks. I'm thinking at this point we might rename Highgarden into something like High Spear or something, because that might be cool. Yeah, that's another one, not Tyrell. House Aaron has sent a full stack with a small fleet in order to aid us, or at least they claim that they want to help us. I've told them, like, multiple times that they should probably just go back to the Vale, because the Tyrells are pretty much dead. I mean, we don't really need them at all. I've told them this, but they seem adamant to help. I doubt they'll attack us. If they do, I've told the Florence to turn around and kill them immediately. They've got a full stack. Worst case scenario is they manage to lay siege to Sunspear and kill Prince Doran. But hopefully they won't do that. The Starks seem to want to end the hot seat and, you know, just be friends. Friendly, you know, happy, friendly Robb Stark. The Arbor is now under siege. I've defeated a bunch of Aaron ships, what were left of them anyway. Tyrell has sort of flocked over here at the moment towards Sunhouse. They've abandoned Oldstone, which is Old Town. I keep calling it Oldstone. I think it's because I've been recording a House Mud playthrough on Crusader Kings 2, but Old Town will hopefully be mine. By hopefully, I mean like 98% chance that it will be mine. There's absolutely no way that he has enough troops to take on all three of those at the same time, especially since he doesn't have any Night Fighters, not that they help him anyway. The Aaron troops are at Saltshore. They seem to be moving over. Once again, I've told Aaron that there's little point in him coming. The Arbor's fallen. Old Town has fallen. Uplands will fall next. And then Sunhouse, which will kill off the Tyrell forces and troops and whatnot. I've suggested to the admin that they turn Tyrell AI now, because really the players like got absolutely 0.000% chance of victory. He's dead. He's dead. There's nothing left. I think he's actually renamed his faction to the Burning Flowers, which is wrong because all the Tyrells are dead. I haven't seen a Tyrell in ages. The last we saw of them, they all died outside of Blood Royal Hall. And we have renamed Highgarden into High Spear, by the way, which is our new seat for the Lordship of the Reach and whatnot. But yeah, we'll go to the next turn, continue to slowly wipe out the Tyrells. The Arbor has fallen to the might of the Dawn and whatnot. I'll probably move those guys over in a minute. We've taken Old Town. Upland is currently under siege by the Florence, who will hand that over to me later on. I've named my second son's... I can never... whatever the fuck this guy's name is. This guy I've named fucking the Lord of Old Town and the surrounding area, so he's the High Lord of that area, since he's not going to inherit Dawn or anything. Dane is leading one full stack, while the Red Viper is leading half a stack against the Tyrells at Sunhouse. House Tyrell is now under the control of the AI, because, like I said, the previous player who was playing it agreed that the faction is dead and there's no point in him playing anymore. I've no idea where Florence fucking fleet is. It's bound to be around here someplace. My fleet is camped at Old Town, which has got fucking Axel Florent outside of it still. Not much going on with the Starks, to be perfectly honest. We're trying to get map information from them, I think, but that is about it for this turn, really. Sun House is under siege. Auburn Martell's stack. I was about to say Auburn Tyrell there for a second. But his half a stack was reinforced by the half a stack from the Arbor. My fleet has, or this little tiny ship, has joined up with the Florent fleet here, which is just staying in ship for now. Edric Storm has taken up lands and handed it over to me, while my main fleet and everything else is around here. The Tyrells are pretty much dead. This is the last bit of land that they hold. Once the Sun House is taken, the entire reach is mine, or at least most of the reach. And it's just a matter of setting up defences to hold off against any possible Stark attack, but it's very unlikely that the Starks ever do that. I'm pretty sure we're ending the Hotseat in the next 2 turns or so, because pretty much it's just kill the Lannisters and that's about it. If we might have to kill Greyjoy, but Greyjoy might just sign a peace treaty or bend the knee, maybe. But we'll see. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The end of the Hotseat officially has ended at this point. Everyone agreed that the Hotseat was GG, that we... House Stark was declared the official winner, since they're kind of the biggest faction. I don't know. I didn't argue. I didn't care. I don't care who the hell was declared the winner. You know, I think we would have stood a decent chance against Stark, since we control the seas pretty much, and you know, controlling the navy is a huge part in the war. And we could easily just sit on the defensive and hold the bridges right here, which funnels them down the kill zones and stuff if we set up the correct defensive positions. If war did break out, which it's not going to, because we're on pretty good terms with King Rob and no one desires any more wars. And King Edric is not going to claim the North or anything. They're free to do whatever the hell they want. He's claimed the Crownlands and the Stormlands as his kingdom, while Dorne is independent, with Dorne and the surrounding Reach areas, known as the Kingdom of Dorne and the Reach. But yeah, Aubrey Martell and Dane and everyone are Edric Storm, Florence. They're all moving to the front lines to set up defensive positions, just in case, you know, for future conflicts and everything. Back to their homelands to resecure, screw their wives, get everything, you know, and make heirs, whatnot. all that fucking, you know, medieval bullshit. But yeah, there's not much else to say, really. The prince rules from the seat of High Spear. If you think how Dragonstone is the seat of the crown prince for the Targaryens, High Spear is now the seat of the crown prince for the Martells. Like I said, Old Town is ruled by Prince Tyrion, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Auburn Martell, the Red Viper, has been named the Conqueror by his people, since he led the military charge against the Tyrells and played a vital role in freeing Dorne from the Reachmen when they invaded. The Arryn forces on those ships are currently sailing back to the Vale, as are those full stack of Florent troops that were on ships as well. They're all heading back home. Just as Edric and Axel are heading home now, Aubrey Martell heading to the front lines and all that. We currently don't have a prince or an heir or whatever, although we are married to Stream Baratheon. There's not much else to say. Like I said, the Hotseat has ended. However, in the interest of roleplay and whatnot, and you know, just because I like to do roleplay for Hotseats, we'll wrap the Hotseat up and this series up in a little nutshell of story, I suppose. I've got the admin password off of the admin, so I can skip ahead a bunch of turns and, you know, show you what the end situation is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to turn 52. We've skipped ahead a bunch, and this is Dorne in the current situation of what it is, in its height of power, golden age of Dorne, if you will. We have a giant fleet. We pretty much control the oceans, and we are still building up, getting, like, a bunch of cash every turn still, so we're rich beyond our wildest dreams. We have the strongest navy in Westeros, even outmatching Stannis' navy. Old Town is a full garrison. I've just pretty much garrisoned the castles with full things to show you where the armies would be holding the front lines. So some of them have got pretty shit armies, but I've just stuffed them full so you can see the demonstration, if you will. Highgarden's got that. The Crown Prince has found the Valyrian steel sword of House Tarly and has taken it for his own. So that is now the Valyrian steel sword of House Martell, apparently. Quinton is the... I don't know, we're pronouncing all these things wrong, but whatever, I don't give a shit. Doran Martell died of old age, so he's now the King of Dorne, or the Prince of Dorne, whatever the hell you want to call him. Married to Shireen Baratheon. He hasn't had a kid yet, but hopefully he'll pop one out soon. We've married my sister, in a story sense at least, because she's technically just like widowed at the moment, but story-wise, my sister, the princess, is married to King Edric of the Iron Throne. And they have a son by the name of Robert, named in honour of Edric's father. So that line's going to continue, and we've pretty much sharing blood with the Baratheons. Our two kingdoms will be at peace for quite some time. Blood Royal Hall is fully garrisoned, forts defending the two checkpoints and everything at the bridges. Ashford is also fully garrisoned, able to march towards Blood Royal Hall at any time's notice. The Florents have garrisoned Bitterbridge and set up defensive fortifications at choke points along the borders of our territory. Tumbleton is also fully garrisoned. There's also 2 full stacks at King's Landing under the Edric, King of the Iron Throne. Dragonstone is also heavily garrisoned. We've got Dorne. I've set up watchtowers and everything. We've got a decent sized fleet at Sunspear as well, protecting our homeland, the capital. Yornwood is also got a full stack of troops able to move into the Reach at a moment's notice to assist. Storm's End is also fully garrisoned, and I can show you the rest of the map now because I got the admin password. Here we go. As you can see, King's Landing, fully garrisoned and protected by 2 full armies under the King Edric, who's married to the Princess of mine, of Dorne and whatnot. He has a strong fleet, but as you can see, my fleet is vastly superior to his. Dragonstone and Driftmark are both garrisoned, able to attack and defend the Crown Lands if they were to ever come under attack by the King in the North. The Vale is considerably weak. Their fleet is minimal. They've got a full stack at Goldtown and 2 full stacks at the Eyrie defending the Bloody Gate. The Starks are by far the biggest military power in Westeros right now. Full stack at Harrenhal, full stack at Riverrun. You know, all the normal stuff. Castle Rock and Lannisport have been taken. The Westerlings have got a heavy presence of military forces that have yet to return to the north. The Greyjoys have signed an official peace treaty with the Kingdom of the North, who are vastly more powerful than them. They haven't bent the knee to anyone. They still claim themselves as kings, but really, they live under the thumbs of the Starks. They can't do shit without the Starks allowing them to do it. They're really puppets, is what they are. The North is fully secure. The Ironborn have all been kicked out. The Ironborn only control the Iron Isles right now. The King of the North, Robb Stark, has a son whose name Eddard. Obviously, why wouldn't Robb name his kid Eddard? Robb controls the Westerlings, the Riverlands, and the North, which is quite the considerably large kingdom. The Vale of Arryn is actually controlled by House Sunderland at the moment, who inherited the Eyrie, or at least staged a coup to take the Eyrie once the line of House Arryn was completely wiped out by the Starks quite a while back at Harrenhal when they tried to move against them. Because the Arryns were originally loyal to Stannis, but they were wiped out by Robb Stark when he learnt of their treachery or whatever. But the Sunderlands now rule, and as Lord Paramounts of the Vale under the rule of the King of the North, Robb Stark, who technically, I suppose, rules the Vale as well. Edric Storm rules the Crown Lands, a section of the Reach, and all of the Storm Lands, apart from the lower section. We control Old Town, the surrounding areas, the Arbor, the Reach, the Dawn, and the lower section of the Stormlands. That's about it, really, guys. I mean, there's not much else to say. This has been quite an interesting hot seat. Probably the... I don't know, it's probably the furthest I've ever got with House Martell. Usually they don't do much. They just become a supporting role. But Martell has pretty much become one of the most powerful kingdoms in Westeros. Although the Kingdom of the North has fucking everything, I'm in second place in financial production, population, and overall, I'm in second place after the Kingdom of the North. Military, I'm in fucking third, which means I think that the Florents have more troops than me. But But like I said, our bond with the Florence is unbreakable. We married Serene Baratheon, and Edric Storm is married to a Martell princess, so that's very secured. If war ever did break out, we've got a very secure defensive line set up in the Reach, and the Crown Lands can be easily defended, since the myself and Edric, control the seas, and really controlling the naval power in Westeros Hotseat is pretty much like 80% of the battle. If you control the seas, you have a huge advantage over any one of your enemies. I mean, Stannis could quite... I keep saying Stannis, because it says Stannis still when you hover over things, and it's got his banner and everything, so it's confusing. But Edric could easily send those 2 forces right now and completely take half the fucking Vale before the Vale could do anything about it. But anyway, guys, this has been the Kings and Kingdoms Hotseat as House Martell. Yep, toggle off, there you go. And I've enjoyed playing it. It's been an interesting Hotseat, and this is where we end the series. The Hotseat is over. I may or may not in the future use this save and, like, I don't know, maybe set up another Hotseat, but, you know, war like this might be a bit overpowered in the favour of Stark, because he does have a lot of shit. I mean, he has, like, 1 million gold or some ridiculous crap like that. Anyway, guys, I thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this Hotseat. There are more on the way. As with all Hotseats, I have no idea where the schedule is going to be. Hotseats take ages to record. They can take months. Some of them can take a fucking year. You never know. Some of them may die halfway through and just stop. Half of the players may leave. All the players may refuse to continue. Hotseats, you can't have a schedule with Hotseats, so I won't even give you one. Hotseats get uploaded when I have the time to upload them. And of course, I also have to have a delay between the current events and everything so that my enemies can't see all my moves. If I uploaded current stuff, they'd just see all of the shit that I'm doing. And they'd kill me, which wouldn't be good. It'd be like giving them fucking detailed plans of my strategies and troop movements, just handing them to it. You wouldn't want that happening at all. So yeah, guys, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Soul out.